Disney has officially dropped our first trailer for their upcoming live-action reimagining Cruella, based on Walt Disney's 1961 animated classic 101 Dalmatians. The trailer gives us a great glimpse into the film's world and its style, and of course gives us our very first look at Emma Stone's take on one of Disney's greatest villains, Cruella de Vil. There's some exciting things to take a look at here, so let's break it all down. Before we get into it though, don't forget to hit that like button down below. It does wonders in getting my content out there, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to keep up to date on all my content. Taking place in 1970s London amidst the punk rock revolution, Cruella tells the origin story of Cruella de Vil, a clever, creative and rebellious young grifter determined to make a name for herself with her designs. Instantly, the trailer throws us right into this world. It's dark, it's grungy, and it's seedy. Two things stick in my mind straight away with this. Firstly, this feels very un-Disney. It is far less saccharine than what we would expect from the Mouse House, though it does follow a trend that's been set by other reimaginings of the kind from them, in that this looks set to tell a dark and gritty origin story. But interestingly enough, this is something that really seems to fit this particular property. While the 1990s, early 2000s live-action remakes of Dalmatians were colourful, hammy, and over the top, the original animation is certainly dark and very grungy in both visual and narrative style, and this trailer seems to be matching that beautifully. Emma Stone, of course, will be taking on the role of Cruella, or as she's known here, Estella. Obviously, this is taking cues from the Cinderella origin story, in which Cinderella begins her life simply as Ella. It's a kind of curious little connection, but it certainly adds a dash of Disney magic into the mix. If your formula ain't broke, why fix it? Strangely, this origin spin seems to also take cues from that of the Joker and to an extent Harley Quinn, rebellious losers who find crime the only way to receive the acceptance and sense of belonging that they've long desired. Not only does Cruella in this interpretation kind of resemble Joker and Harley Quinn, her descent into madness seems incredibly similar, particularly in the way that it's presented visually. Could this be a Disney-fied, PG-rated Joker film? That said, it's hard to say that there is much original going on here, despite putting a new spin on this age-old character. But let's not pick apart a family film, and a Disney one at that, for being safely formulaic. To me, this looks really interesting, and honestly, the trailer has intrigued and excited me more than I really expected. The visual style looks wonderful to me, balancing a 70s punk grunge with an erratic, manic, neon-drenched spectacular. Stone really looks wonderful in the role, and I'm so keen to see her take on this quirky and frenzied character. If anyone was built especially for this role, it's Stone, whose prowess in dramatic acting and, pardon the pun, stone-faced, sardonically comedic performance is just so perfect. We also get a look at Emma Thompson's character, Baroness von Hellman, who in the officially released synopsis is said to be a fashion legend who is devastatingly chic and terrifyingly haute. The synopsis further says that one day, Estella's flair for fashion catches the eye of von Hellman, but their relationship sets in motion a course of events and revelations that will cause Estella to embrace her wicked side and become the raucous, fashionable, and revenge-bent Cruella. It seems this rivalry is what will set our film into motion, perhaps in the way that Cinderella's rivalry with her stepmother did. Giving Cruella this adversary will certainly make bounds in sympathizing this, quite frankly, horrible character, who in every other version of this story has been the leading villain as opposed to the protagonist, or I guess antagonist. I'm honestly very interested to see if they can truly make us sympathetic for a dog killer. One of the biggest questions to come from this is certainly whether or not it will be connected to the original live-action adaptations, and going by the trailer, I'd have to say that it absolutely is. Firstly, the film is rooted deeply in the world of London fashion, seeing Estella an aspiring fashion designer. Of course, the original live-action saw Cruella as an established fashion designer with a bloodlust for Dalmatian skins. The animated version of Cruella, however, was no fashion designer, but simply a fashionable socialite with a bloodlust for Dalmatian skins. In fact, some of the outfits that we see Estella wearing here, this one in particular, look incredibly similar to some of those that Cruella either wears or has designed for her in the original live action. Other connections here are of course Cruella's car, a 1970s Panther de Vil with a license plate that reads Devil, which is the exact same car and model used in the 1996 film. Yes, Cruella drove a similar car in the animation, but as that film was made in the 1960s, it's likely she was driving a Bugatti Royale, or at least something that resembled it. It also just happens that the Bugatti Royale was the car that inspired the Panther de Vil in the first place. Of course, Horace and Jasper are seen here as well, Cruella's two cronies who appeared in both versions of 101. Interestingly, however, they are seen here briefly driving a truck which, you guessed it, very much resembles the one they drive in the 1996 film. So I think that we have established that yes, this film is absolutely connected and in the same continuity as the previous live action films. As far as connections to the animation go, there's a few small bits. Of course, multiple Dalmatians appear here, alluding to Cruella's obsession with the animals, and this wonderful shot of Cruella erratically driving her automobile, hunched over with a crazed glint in her eye, is absolutely something that looks ripped directly from the animation. It's also great to hear Cruella's infamously iconic cackling laughter peeking into the trailer as well. Before we round out, it's also worth noting the two posters that Disney dropped for the film in the lead up to and alongside the trailer. They're both incredibly simplistic and really have that 70s glam punk rock kind of look, and I love that Disney is going all out with this style in the marketing. Overall, I am very impressed with this trailer. The style looks fantastic, and narratively, while highly derivative of things past, I'm actually very intrigued. Given Disney's silence on this film for the last couple of years, I've been a little bit worried about this one, but this fairly terrific trailer has me absolutely buzzing for more. If you'd like to keep up to date with all the biggest cartoon news, don't forget to like and subscribe to see more regular installments like this. And if you're keen on diving deep into the history of all your favourite animated characters, don't forget to check out my continuing Cartoon Evolution series linked at the end of the video. And at that, I'm throwing it over to you. I want to know, what are your thoughts on the first Cruella trailer? Are you excited about this one, or are you feeling a little underwhelmed? Fire away down in the comments below and let me know your thoughts. Hey everyone, if you haven't yet, smash that big old subscribe button up on your screen to keep up to date with all my content, and hit that like button down below. Also, don't forget to check me out on social media, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month for exclusive videos, early access content, and to get your name up on the screen. Thanks again for watching.